gets. So there'll be silhouette. Yeah, that's with lights on. Where's my game? Oh. Yeah, and that's the thing, because the screen's so bright, we're never going to get, it's either them or the screen. So I think, yeah, we're good. Yeah. So, alright, no worries, so we're good to go.
Okay, I think we've got everyone in now, so thanks everyone for your attendance tonight for the draw of this year's Lismore Aboriginal Rugby League Knockout, which will be held at Oaks and Fraser Oval, starting on Friday. But before we start, I'm just going to hand it over to Uncle Stephen, who is going to do Welcome to Country. Acknowledge. The work here all living in a wild country. Respect the elders as past and present. Hope you all have a great night. Thank you. Thanks, Uncle Stephen. The way we're going to work.
At the moment, you've just got the templates on the Facebook, and that basically shows you how tonight's going to work. So the draw's sort of the template's already there. What we're doing tonight is we'll be calling people up, we'll be drawing out one team at a time, and you'll simply be slotted into the draw in the order that you come out. So the first team drawn out becomes team one in the draw. You can see the templates behind us to the ladies, and you can see the little numbers next to them. So as you get drawn out, you'll be slotted into the draw, and that's how we'll do it for the men's and women's draw. Later on tonight, once we're finished, we'll PDF those documents and we'll put them back up on Facebook so everyone can access those. We're going to do the draw for the ladies now. We'll hand over to Chris in between to do some updates around some rules and things like that while we get ready for the men's draw. But we'll start off now. As they produce, we'll get ready for the ladies' draw first.
Tonight, just now, we will go through the rules, because there are some things that we do need to know based on last year and then moving into this year. No significant changes, but some relevant ones that people need to be aware of. And then we'll go into the men's draw post that. So we'll do the men's draw first, followed by a brief run through on some of the rules, and then we'll get straight into the men's draw. So I'm going to ask Nikki to come up now. She's like the lady from Lotto. She's going to come out and she's going to be out here and run for a better term, roll the balls, and then we'll get people to come up from individual teams out here representing delegates from different teams to come up and pick out one of the eggs out of the basket. And that's, as I said, so as we said, you can see behind me, we've got team 1 through to team 9, which is how many teams are participating in the women's knockout this year, or the women's side of the knockout. And we'll get there, so if it gets too confusing, please don't see what's up on the big screen at the moment. So, to start with, we'll ask Savannah, you want to come up, please? We'll take the first team out of the basket. So team number 1 for the women's draw going into Friday's competition is Northern United. So we're going to ask Tashaya, you want to come up, please? Team number 2 is North Storm. Okay, we're going to get one of the officials from this weekend's competition, Jermaine. You want to come up, please? Team number 3 for the women's draw. Pixies Mob, Gungutty Broncos. Bronwyn King. Want to come up, please? Team number 4, the women's side of the draw. Coastal Dolphins. Maggie, do you want to come down? Come on. Team number 5. Kempsey, Gungutty Badare. Or Badar. I'll get it right for sure. Okay, Claire, do you want to come up, please? Cabbage Tree Island is team number 6. Okay, Isaiah Brown, chew it up and get up. Let's go, brother. Swallow first. Team number 7. Is Noel King Senior Memorial. Okay, Josh, you want to come up? Yeah, that's you, bud. Nice people on live stream, Josh Collins. Here we go, team number 8 is Darryl Walker Memorial. And the last team out of here, I might leave it over to Nikki. Which is Toomala Tigers. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's the draw for the women's side of this year's Lismore Aboriginal Rugby League knockout. And I'll wait for Mitch to fill it in and I'll go through those teams in order. So, again, we'll go through from game 1 on Oaks Oval. Every game in the women's side of the draw will be on Oaks Oval this year. So, game 1, which will be time slotted in at 9 a.m, is Darryl Walker Memorial and Toomala Tigers. Game 2 on Oaks Oval will be Cavistry Island and Noel King Senior Memorial. Game 3 will be Coastal Dolphins v Dunguddy Badar. I'll get it soon. Game 4 is North Storm v Kempsey Dunguddy Broncos. And by the looks of that draw, Northern United is through in game 5 on a bye, so they'll play the winner out of game 1. Okay, so the winner out of game 1 will progress through to second stage of the draw, and then we'll go from there on into obviously the final series, and then obviously the final will be played on Sunday at 12:30. I think it is 12:30 on the Sunday. All good. Any questions? No questions? That's good. Great. Thank you. That's the women's side of the draw done. And now we're going to, before we get into the men's side of the draw, and we'll, Nikki and staff are getting it ready, I think it's a good opportunity just to go through some of the knockout rules. If you've got any questions, please raise it at the end, because I don't want to be here. I'm not going to bore you to death with the rules either, so that way everyone should be clear. So basically every team that's participating in this year's knockout would have got your nomination pack. On page 9 of the nomination pack that you received is the knockout rules. Okay? I suggest for those teams that are participating in both the men's and the women, when you leave here tonight, you need to read it, you need to understand it, and you need to make sure that those rules are followed by your team. If you have any questions before you play, if you have any questions before the event, please don't hesitate to contact me as the coordinator of the knockout, or alternatively, any of our board of directors. But the most significant thing for everyone before we move on is this year's knockout, similar to last year's knockout, is sanctioned by New South Wales Rugby League. The same as the big knockout, there is no difference in relation to the sanctioning of this event. So the event is 100% sanctioned by New South Wales Rugby League and runs under those rules and regulations, and particularly in relation to code of conduct for players, officials, and, this is really important, and supporters. Okay, so those rules are in place for the whole entire weekend, and our board and myself as the coordinator will make sure and ensure that we enact those rules if and when we have to make sure that the event runs as smoothly as possible. So, that being said, I'm not going to take you through the whole, I think 5 or 6 pages, but just some key and crucial bits. On page 10 of this pack, I suggest that all teams take note of halfway down the page, it says the game rules. So that'll tell you everything that you need to know about how the games will run and function. It is no different to any other knockout. It's 20 minutes each way in the round games, followed by our semi-finals is also 20 minutes each way, and the final will be over 30 minutes, not 40. Okay, so 30 minutes each way in the final. Semi-finals and finals will be the only games with any time out. Okay, so 5 minutes for the semi-final at half time for each of those games. Same with the women, and then for the final it's 10 minutes break at half time. And I think with the women's final, I'm pretty sure that the women's final is 20 minutes each way, or is it 30 Mitch? Mitchell. I think it's 30, yeah. 30 minutes each way for the women's final as well. Okay. The other page that you probably need to be taking note of is page 11, which talks about clubs and teams. So that's a lot of that is in relation to how many players you have per team. Players that sign the sheet need to ensure that they sign the sheet on day one. The same players need to be signing the sheet on day 2 or 3. You can't bring someone in at any given point, and you can't have a player that hasn't played a game, or hasn't played a game, or hasn't signed the sheet. So that rule's in place. So read that. This is probably the most important rule that every team needs to understand. Do not, at any given point, play a player that's been suspended this year. If you play a player that is suspended from any New South Wales Rugby League competition, you will be disqualified. Please take note. If you play a player that hasn't been registered with New South Wales Rugby League, we all know, I'll tell you what's changed in that space. The club, Northern United, and also the knockout committee has paid for all players that haven't been registered to play in any rugby league competition this year. We've covered your insurances. Okay, so the knockout's done that. Not your club, the knockout has done that. But please remember this rule. If you play a player that hasn't been registered this year in a competition but has an extensive suspension and you play that player, you will be disqualified. Because New South Wales Rugby League will be on site for the whole time. They will check all the team sheets, and we will ensure that if you have a player on your list that has an extensive suspension but didn't play this year or last year, but has got a 4 or 5 year suspension, and you play that player, you will be notified that you can't play the player. You play the player, you will be disqualified. Any questions about that rule? Good, thank you. Moving on, the last rule, the other rule that you all need to be aware of is if a player, I'm looking at you, Jermaine, because you're an official, if a player is sent from the field, there is a judiciary panel set up, okay, so that's already been done. Any player that is sent off in any game, I'm not saying 5 minutes, but if you are sent from the field, you will have to front the judiciary of the knockout coordination event, and there will be a representative from New South Wales Rugby League on that panel. So don't run the gauntlet on that, guys. So we came close last year in the semi-final where that nearly happened to 2 people, and if we have to deal with those matters, we will. Okay. I just mentioned earlier about unregistered players, so that no longer exists for us in this competition. You can play a player that's unregistered, but we need to make sure and ensure that they are on your team sheet. We will check against those team sheets. If the player's unregistered, there's nothing that will deter him or her from playing, but we just need to know it because of the insurances. The other significant rule that has changed for the event this year, if at any given point a team lodges a protest, $2,000 before your protest is heard is what you need to pay up front. So it's no longer $1,000, is $2,000 to lodge a protest. Okay, outside of that, and I'll only say this once and hopefully I don't have to run through this again, and it's the last rule that I'll cover. Please ensure, all teams, if you have any player, and I mean any player, that brings Aboriginality into question, I suggest you go away from here tonight and you try and make sure that that player gets their proof of Aboriginality, because if it is brought into question, we're the only knockout that's ever done it, and we'll do it again if we have to. So do not play a player that is non-Aboriginal. This is an Aboriginal rugby league knockout, not Aboriginal +1. Okay, so let's be really clear on that one. So, again, if you are a team that has a player in your team that may be questioned about that, then you probably need to have a yarn with that player and ask him or her if they've got their proof of Aboriginality for a just-in-case moment. Because again, and I'll say it the last time, it's not Aboriginal +1. It's an Aboriginal rugby league knockout. 25 players need to be Aboriginal descent. Okay? Any questions about that one? Yeah, Willie, what do you want? All good. Okay, on that note, are we all good to move forward with the men's draw? Let's do it. Any aircon in here or what? Okay, here we go. The men's draw will start. So we'll ask delegates from any team to come up, front and centre. We'll get the Mully delegate. I'll just call the teams out, and then delegate from those teams can come up and then select. Team number 1 for the men's draw to come out tonight for games on Saturday morning. First team out, Ronald Millsap Kelly Memorial. Team number 1, Ronald Millsap Kelly Memorial. Okay, we're going to get Jackie. You want to come up, please? Most people on live stream don't know this is Jackie. Some of those people on live stream don't know this is Jackie. Team number 2. Is Stony Gully. Chris King. How you going, Bob? I don't say how you going. Come here, Bob. He was running the other way. Team number 3. The men's draw for Saturday morning. Is Bud's Brothers. So that's team number 3, Bud's Brothers. Okay. Hakeem Torrance. You want to come down, please? Okay, team number 4 is Cabestry Island. Okay, Glenn, you want to come down please, Glenn Rhodes? Hey, Brumby, how you going? Team number 5. Saturday morning is 9 sisters together. We're his own team. Okay. Katie, you want to come down, please? Okay, team number 6. Team number 6 is Julie's Rabbitohs. Team number 6 for the men's side of the draw. You might ask Uncle Shamba, do you want to come over? Yeah, come on. I want you to come over forward. Come on, Uncle. Club legend, life member. Wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Uncle Shamba. You don't have a good feed. So team number 7. Team number 7 is Green Bar Warriors, all the way from Moree. Josh, come up, brother. Again. Team number 8. Is Ed John Memorial. Bambi, come down, mate. Alan McKenzie. Team number 9 is Noel King Senior Memorial. Okay, Trigger. Come down, brother. No, wait, seriously, come down, right? Come on, angle, right. Mully Warriors. Thanks, Gordy. Here we go. Next one out. Couple connections. Bucky, you want to come back, please? Ashford United. Uncle Wayne. Is Uncle Wayne here? Nellie Williams, you want to come down, please? So it's Trevor Roberts Memorial. Pete, you want to come down, please? No, there, guys. Just bear with us. More to go. Next team out is Aboriginal Descendants. Joey Gordon. He said he won the appearance on live stream. Come down, brother. I'm going to say a few words as well. Want to worry about your health and fitness? Joey's your man. You get you fit quick. Just can't get himself fit. Here we go. Next one out. Nine Ball Brothers United. Willie Hammond, come on down. North Storm 2. Kylie, thanks. You want to come down, please? North Storm number 1. Kimo Hickman, you want to come down, please? Two teams to go. Tumala Tigers. And the last team left in the barrel is Darryl Walker Memorial. So there you go, that's the full contingent of teams for the men's side of the draw. And when Mitch unloads this, we'll go through the games so that everyone's clear on where you're playing. All the draws will be posted up as well on our Facebook site tonight. So as it stands now for the men's side of the draw on Saturday morning, starting at 8:30, is game 1. North Storm 1, the North Storm 2. Game 2 is a bye. It's Trevor Roberts Memorial. They'll advance to round 2. Game 3. God, this is going to be a great game. Nine Ball Brothers versus the Tumala Tigers. Game 4. Sorry, we've been working on the ovals, so you can see where the ovals are crazier in the pink. In the green, and Oaks Oval is in the pink. Game 4 on Crozier Oval at 9:30 is the Aboriginal Descendants versus Darryl Walker Memorial. Another great game. Game 5, we're just rolling down the screen. Game 5 is Ed John Saunders Memorial, the Noel King Senior Memorial. Game 6 on Crozier Oval is Nine Ball Sisters Together, the Ashford United. Game 7, if I can find it, there it is, will be on Oaks Oval at 12 o'clock. Green Bar Warriors versus the Muli Muli Warriors. Game 8 is on Crozier Oval at 12 o'clock. Julie's Rabbitohs versus Kabui Connection. Game 9, I would say, is on Oaks Oval. And it'll be Ronald Kelly Memorial, or Ron Kelly Memorial, be the winner of North Storm 1 and North Storm 2. And then we'll progress through to the quarterfinals, which will be played, we've got one more game, which will be game 10, Cabestry Island. We'll play the winner out of Trevor Roberts Memorial. We'll play Trevor Roberts Memorial. So they've got the bye to go through. So game 11 is Stony Gully v the winner of Nine Bull Brothers and the Toomelah Tigers at 2 o'clock. And then game 12 will be also at 2 o'clock on Crozier Oval. Bud's Brothers v the winner of Bayougal Descendants and Darryl Walker Memorial. And that is round 2. Okay, so that's the draw as it sits tonight. It'll be posted on our Facebook site and for people to view, and I think we'll have printed copies possibly on Thursday for those people who come and pick their gear up. That'll come when they come and pick the gear up. We'll have the draws available there as well, and hopefully enough on the Friday as well, so people can have the draw. One key point that I need to forgot to raise. So we do know that the venue is on Crozier and Oaks is where the games will be played. The dressing sheds for all teams will be under Crozier Oval. So no dressing sheds will be used on Oaks, as it's a two-way venue, and the Crozier Oval has got 6 change rooms, so we can cater for the number of teams that we have. The only thing I will say to everyone is that underneath the dressing shed area will be players and officials only, no kids. Okay, so it's players and officials only. That'll be underneath in the dressing shed at any given point in time. It'll be a blocked off entry, and you'll have a security guard underneath there as well. Purely their role will be just to help people where they can, and we've also got elders that'll be upstairs on the Saturday. So please be mindful of that, and the elders access is actually underneath there as well. That's where the lift is. So probably the last thing that we need to say to all teams is, if you can you please provide a ball boy per team, so we have one each side, so we can actually have teams supply their own ball boys as well for the games. Okay, so any questions? This will all go up tonight on Facebook. Don't inundate us with questions on Facebook. You can come and see us. For those teams that are collecting their gear, your gear will be here tomorrow. You will come to the Gordon Pavilion, which is above the grandstands at Oaks Oval. I'll be upstairs and I'll be able to supply you with your playing apparel. I think playing apparel can be picked up anytime after 2 p.m. Okay? You'll come in, your team's names will be on the boxes that you'll pick up. You pick up, get marked off, and then you're happy to take the playing apparel. Anything else from the committee? Yeah, for really important information for any of those people out there watching live stream, and also for the people that are here. For anyone that wants to buy pre-purchase tickets, they will be on sale tomorrow from Oaks Oval, downstairs in the canteen area. So if you want to buy tickets for Friday, Saturday and Sunday, 3-day pass, then you can come and buy them as of tomorrow from 12 o'clock onwards. Okay, so you can buy which stage you're lining up at the gate and trying to pay to get in. You can come there tomorrow and buy pre-purchase tickets, and you'll get your armbands with that as well, which will provide you straight entry into the ground on each of those days you purchase. Probably the last thing on that. So $10 for the Friday, $10 for the Saturday, $5 for Sunday. The final day. Yeah, probably the last thing is for teams that are getting dressed in the dressing sheds, the board or the committee and myself as the coordinator, we are not responsible for your personal belongings. So we say that if you get dressed in the dressing suit, you take your belongings with you. The last thing, I said for the last time. So, aged pensioners, $5 entry fee for aged pensioners. So it's aged pensioners only. So be really clear on that. Everyone that attends the event, that is aged pension. Okay, aged pension is $5. That's it. Thank you everyone for coming tonight. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you all on Friday. And if not, we'll see you tomorrow collecting your gear. Have a great rest of the next couple of days and we'll see you at the footy.